Hi, and welcome to the world of PHspeed. My name is Rosie, and in this series of videos, I will introduce PHspeed version 2.0. This video is part 2 of the Google Maps implementation. In the first video, I have shown you how you can create a Google map containing a lot of clickable points based upon a longitude and latitude coordinate of an address. The reason to store these coordinates in the database is to avoid retrieving them repeatedly. As you might know, there is a limited access to the Google Maps API, and if you consume too many units, Google will start to charge you. The issue is how to obtain the coordinates that belong to an address. And that is what I will show you in this video. There are two components that can be used. The first is the Google Maps component itself. In this example, I set up a simple application that just shows the world map and dynamically points to a city or address on the map. To avoid rebuilding the map and saving coordinates, I use an AJAX event to set the point. If this is your first experience with PHspeed, then it is advised to watch some of the basic samples, as I will not explain the build of the form in detail. PHspeed makes use of the Bootstrap grid system, and I add some rows and columns to put my Google Map, my edit field, and my button on the form. The button is changed from submitting to button, and I apply the onClick event. As this event exists in the PHP section and the JavaScript section, they are bound together and form an AJAX event. In this event, I apply the address that is entered by the user. It is important that you have a Google account and that you have created some API keys that allow you to retrieve geolocation and the map itself. In this sample, there are two different keys. In the first video, I have shown you where the API keys can be stored in the IDE. After setting everything up, I generate the code and show you that the map responds to my input. In this sample, PHspeed will use the Google API to find the coordinates of the entered city or address. If you have a database of addresses, it is more efficient to store the coordinates to avoid unnecessary retrieval of this information. Suppose you have an application form where the user enters his address, then you need another component to retrieve this information. For these purposes, you can use the Google Maps locator component. The Google Maps locator has one primary function. It accepts an address and returns the coordinates of the given address. To be able to, it also requires an API key that you can supply in different forms, from the IDE as I use here, by assigning it to the property, or by PHP code. As you will see in a moment, there is not much PHP code required to achieve this task. PHspeed is a true low-code development environment. You can create a lot of your applications without a single line of code, but PHspeed still provides you with all the tools necessary to apply code where you have to. Creating AJAX events is easy. If an event exists in the PHP and the JavaScript sections, you only have to apply both events to make it an AJAX event. The JavaScript is automatically generated when you click on the Event button. You assign the JavaScript code, not write it. The PHP code does all the work for you. In PHspeed, you can access all kinds of properties like color, font size, and others by PHP code. There is no complex JavaScript required. But again, if you have to, it is possible to write and debug JavaScript code. PHspeed contains all the tools needed, and because of that, it is an excellent tool for all levels of developers, whether you are a novice or full-stack developer. I hope that this sample was useful. In other videos, I will explain more of the components and functionality. Hope to see you there. Thank you for watching.